Classic presented by P&G. Southern Jaguars and the Grambling State Tigers in the rivalry's next installment. Southern Jaguars already marched onto the field, led by an interim head coach in Terrence Graves, looking for his second win in the rivalry, first on the Southern side. Grambling State Tigers are led by their second-year head coach, Hugh Jackson, longtime NFL coach. He's hunting for his first win in the Classic. The Tigers with a win clinch a winning record on the season. They come in 5-5. Here comes Grambling State. Both teams hyped, both teams ready to go, and it's time to introduce the coaches to this matchup. And for the first time, check in downstairs with the longtime pro of the Bayou Classic, Lewis Johnson.
Chris, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And Coach, you have been a head coach and interim coach on both sides of this thing. You've actually won a Classic for Grambling in the past. Well, how do you get it done today for Southern?
We just got to do what we've been practicing for the last 2 weeks. You know, the game plans have been put in. The guys got to execute, play at a high level, and make plays.
All right, and speaking of making plays, your quarterback was a game-time decision. You're going with Noah Bodden. Why is he the man today to start this 50th Classic?
Well, as a staff, we just made that decision to increase our chances of giving us a better start and hoping that we'll come out with a W.
All right, Coach Graves, good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, Chris, back up to you.
Thanks so much, Lewis. We'll hear from Corey Robinson on the sidelines in a moment as well, along with former NFL defensive lineman Anthony Herron. My name is Chris Lewis. All right, so I was born in 1991. That was the first year the Bayou Classic aired on NBC. We're at the 50th anniversary, the golden anniversary. I am thrilled to bring this to you guys.
And I could not agree with you more, partner. This is my 10th consecutive Bayou Classic. Wow. I've called here on NBC. It means so much to these teams to have this stage, this opportunity to show their wares to everyone around the country. And I think what we see on the field today, it's not just about the opportunity to get their records over 500 this season, but there's not a rivalry in college football where bragging rights means more than when Grambling and Southern take each other on. And what we'll see on the field today will be a product of that. We'll see the quarterback position that Lewis was just talking to Coach Graves about. Each quarterback likes to throw the deep ball. Each run game is explosive, and each defense is extremely aggressive. So we're going to see some big plays today.
So we'll do our best to bring you all the football action as well as the history and, of course, the bands. But to get the party started, let's check in with our PA announcer, Mark Romig.
To perform Lift Every Voice and Sing, please welcome to the field special guest from the Blairisms, Blair Dot Haley.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Is won.
Please join us for the presenting of colors, followed by the national anthem presented by Entergy. The colors are being presented by the Grambling State University and Southern University Joint Army ROTC Cadet Command. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field Son of a Saint, the 1979 Tame, and our Bayou Classic MVPs, who will participate in the celebration of our nation. And now, to honor America, the veterans of all of our armed forces and the men and women in uniform. Would everyone please rise, remove your hats, and join in the singing of our national anthem, performed by American singer-songwriter and record producer, Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great renditions of the national anthems. Football at the Caesars Superdome next.
NFL Plus. I catch live, local, and primetime games on my phone. And I catch every touchdown every Sunday afternoon on NFL Red Zone.
Catch it all and start streaming NFL Plus today. Plans start at $6.99 a month.
Life is busy. Take us with you throughout your day so you never miss the latest local news headlines, breaking news, or live newscast. Download the free WSFA 12 News app today from your app store so you'll always know what's going on wherever the day takes you. We know your life is busy. Take us with you throughout your day so you'll never miss the latest weather forecast, severe weather updates, or live weather coverage. Download the free WSFA 12 News First Alert Weather app today from your app store and always be weather aware.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of it in a new Honda. Whether it's traveling to the holiday family dinner in an efficient Accord Hybrid, or heading to a hike to burn it off in a powerful CR-V Hybrid, your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
'Tis the season when money is tight, but you could get up to $10,000 using your car title. I got $2,800 with my car title from Title Man. skip the holiday bustle, get money in as little as 30 minutes.
I got $8,700 with my car title from Title Max.
And best of all, keep driving your vehicle while getting the cash you need. All makes and models welcome. Visit TitleMax.com today to get started, and you'll say, I got my title back with Title Max.
Get your title back with Title Max.
Contact Breck Honey for all your insurance needs.
Down in the bayou, they treasure celebration, and they thrive on competition. Yet there's one day that's all about both.
Back shoulder, it's there, touchdown.
Bayou Classic is a big old family reunion.
For as long as anyone around here can remember, these two schools have measured themselves by playing one another.
Let me give you an example of what this game is going to be like. The Hatfield and the McCall.
The greatest HBCU game on earth. It is the battle of the universe.
There can only be one winner, and we know that should be the G-Man.
The Bayou Classic, Grambling and Southern University.
35 yards from Douglas Williams.
Over all these years, the passions been engulfed by the traditions, which keep everything lit all weekend long.
It is that greatness of the two schools that make it a big game every year.
It's about pride, glory, family. So much more than football, in every way you could imagine.
They want to see the dances. They want to see the band perform.
10 to 20% of the people come for the halftime show in the Battle of the Bands.
Grambling, they say that they're number one. We call them a warm-up band.
Come down to bragging rights. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
And it's all about who's the best in the bayou.
All year long, this is the one game they talk about. The one game they dream of being a part of. More than any other.
This is the granddaddy of them all. It's the Bayou Classic.
The Black Super Bowl for college.
They come to New Orleans today, proud to be from Grambling and Southern, because of what these institutions stand for, because of what this game has given them.
We are so much better than that other school up north, but we love them, but they second tier to us.
We kicked Burt earlier, and they kicked it later. They leading 25-24. But we're going to win this one.
50 years. One unforgettable game where history is never more alive. The 50th Bayou Classic starts now.
Oh boy, nothing better than Common to get you ready for the OG Classic. Super Bowl of HBCU. 50th annual Bayou Classic. You heard it there. Southern leads by 1. They won it last year, 25-24. They've won 4 of the last 5. So Grambling with their head coach, Hugh Jackson, facing off against Terrence Graves for Southern. He was the head coach of Grambling on an interim basis 2 years ago, beating Southern in the Bayou Classic.
There is so much intrigue in this classic over and over again. And, you know, as long as I've been doing it, and Lewis Johnson and others, you feel like maybe we're not going to see anything new. And now there's an opportunity for Terrence Graves to make history. We'll certainly tell that story throughout the evening.
The only one to win as a head coach on both sides. Could be done here this afternoon with Javon Robinson taking a knee, 25-yard line for Grambling State to begin the 50th Bayou Classic here at the Caesars Superdome. Miles Crawley, he's a redshirt junior from Georgia, transfer from Alabama State. He's the new quarterback this year for Hugh Jackson, and we spoke to him this week. He was really excited to learn from what he called a QB guru in Coach Jackson.
And out of the QBs on the field today, Miles Crawley certainly the one that's more smooth with his delivery. Love the way he throws the football, more experienced as a passer, and that's why, as talented as he is, he transferred to Grambling State for the opportunity to be the full-time starter.
Williams is the running back. It's the first carry of the game and goes forward for a couple. So Chance Williams, a sophomore out of Baton Rouge. Tyler Judson makes the first stop of the game.
And as Grambling State throws the football, I anticipate they'll look to get Miles Crawley in some rhythm early. We saw Chance Williams carry the football there. He's a really effective pass receiver out of the backfield.
After a pickup of 2, it's 2nd and 8. Another handoff. Williams, big crease, but loses the football high in the air to the near side. Second play of the game is the first turnover force. And Johnson on top, Horatio Johnson, a defensive back from Miami recovers the game's first fumble.
We promise big plays. Southern's defense getting the first strike there. The way they hustle to the football, you see hats around it for the Jaguars. Grambling State has protected the football effectively throughout much of the season here, and on the opening drive of the 50th Bayou Classic, Southern's defense comes up huge.
14th fumble recovered by Southern's defense. So how about that for a start? And our first chance to see Noah Bowden, who's a sophomore, a former member of the team on the other side. Began his career at Grambling.
Southern opening up in an empty backfield set. Watch at the second level linebacker position. They love to prowl around and see what they can do to throw off the opposing pass protection.
So Bowden, first down, flicks the wrist, and nobody there. So miscommunication clearly on the route. It'll be second down.
A little bit of chirping after that initial snap. You referenced Noah Bowden, formerly of Grambling State, an exceptional recruit coming out of the high school ranks, had offers in the Big Ten, the SEC, the Pac-12, ended up deciding to go to Grambling State and now a transfer here to Southern.
Second down, 10 to go. Bowden elects near side and through the hands of August Peets. Again, you can see the talent there for Bowden and the power that he has in that arm. And well, Coach Terrence Graves is excited about. Back when he was at Grambling, he was talking up Noah Bowden and what he could potentially do for the Tigers, now doing it for the Jaguars.
He's a big physical specimen, 6'4", about 220 pounds. We've seen he's got a live arm on these first two snaps.
Third down. It's a draw. Bowden to the near side, turns the corner, close to first down yardage, hammered out of bounds. Jones in the area to make the stop. And they're going to say it's enough for the first down. Move the chains.
This is a part of Noah Bowden's game that he's not as known for, but certainly mobile enough to hurt the defense with his legs. That looked like a called QB run. Perhaps a little bit of a hold gotten away with on the interior. Jaden Hardy was hoping to pick up the flag. He did not, and Bowden able to move the chains.
The Harold Blood, who's been the starting quarterback for a good chunk of the year. And early this week, Coach Gray said it'd be a game-time decision on who would be the guy to start the Classic. And Bowden's played a little bit more over the last couple of weeks than what he was earlier in the year. And he gets the start in this game, hands it off to Rhymes, plows forward for just one. Sundiata Anderson, we'll call his name a bunch. He's one of the top players on the Grambling State defense, makes his first tackle.
I'm a little surprised here 4 plays into this drive. That's the first time we've seen Kendrick Rhymes get the football. He's been hot as of late. You mentioned the name, Sundiata Anderson. Tigers fans hoping his name gets called a lot today.
Rhymes again, bounces outside past the 20-yard line. Gets to the 19 before Kevin Thomas knocks him down for a pickup of 4. Time to take a look at the honor roll. That's brought to you by Allstate, some of the standouts on each side of the ball.
We mentioned Kendrick Rhymes already, and we've seen where Chandler Whitfield out in the route. He's not a big receiver, but certainly a bigger catch radius than you anticipate for his size. Sundiata Anderson will be rushing the edge in every third down scenario. Lewis Matthews, one of the best linebackers in the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Whitfield's a receiver to the top of the screen. Third down. Bowden escapes the first sack. Can't do the second one. Brought down all the way back near the 35. Looks like Javen Carter was amongst the first one in there for that defense. You see Anderson in the mix as well.
Sundiata Anderson will be coming from the left side of the screen. Formationally, you'll see opponents over and over again do what they can to get additional help there. They align the tight end to that side to tighten up his rush. It was not enough to stop Sundiata Anderson from turning the corner on Eli Fields. He's got long levers, Chris, so even when an offensive tackle feels like they have him blocked, he can still work that inside rip move with that inside arm. It's a great look at it we had there.
Yeah, we were talking before the game about just the raw talent that guy has as an end rusher and potentially could be a guy that gets a chance at the next level.
Out of several players who will have NFL potential on the field, there's none that are ranked higher from NFL scouts than Sundiata Anderson. He won't be able to be on the field for this. It looks like Grambling State is in a punt safe, but his helmet did come off, so he's got to leave the field for this snap.
Robbins Beauplan is the Southern punter. Siobhan Robinson is the Grambling returner. It's a low snap. Plenty of time. Beauplan trying to pin him inside the 20. It's actually Johnson who returns that. Joshua Johnson. And he gets knocked out of bounds and a late flag. So would it be the Bayou Classic if there wasn't a little extra pushing and shoving after a play? It's Leroy Bowers.
It looked to me like both players were kind of hoping maybe they'd be a little bit sneaky with it. Perhaps the officials
after the play is over,
didn't catch it.
Sportsmanlike conduct. I'm the kicking team, number 31. That's number 31's first foul towards disqualification. First down.
So it is Leroy Bowers. A turnover and a punt so far. Still looking for our first points in the 50th.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not one based on Paul. You don't want to ride with Paul. Or Sarah. Not today, anyway. And you don't want a rate based on Ben. He's got some important business to take care of. Why would you pay a rate based on anyone else? With Allstate, you're connected to a rate based on you.
Did you know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Details make the holidays. Get $1,000 bonus cash on the Genesis GV70 or electrified GV70. Exclusively at your local Genesis retailers.
For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered.
Nice smile, Brad.
Nice. Thanks. Crest 3D White, 100% more stain removal. Crest.
Designate tech. Gun disable tank. Oh!
Tank identified. Range 1200.
Fire is just
On the way.
target cease fire. Hey. Nice shot. That's what I'm talking about.
Sunday Night Football. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens face Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern with Football Night in America on NBC and Peacock. Tail the tape between these two legendary programs, Grambling State and Southern. So the SWAC titles, that one favors Grambling by 7. Claimed HBCU national championships. Eddie Robinson's Grambling State with the lead there. Black College Football Hall of Fame inductees. But when it comes to Bayou Classic wins, yeah, that favors the Jaguars.
Now, depending on who you speak to, the level of importance of each of those statistics may vary a bit.
Well, trying to even it up is Grambling. They have the football here on their second drive. A fumble ended their first, and Floyd Chalk, the fourth, comes in. He was the Grambling side MVP of the Bayou Classic a season ago. He had 8 carries, 120 yards. Gains 3. 2nd and 7. With quiet in motion, they get the handoff, and Chalk spins ahead and is a couple of yards shy of the first down before Rodney Johnson makes the tackle. Once again, our honor roll presented by Allstate. Some of the standouts on each side of the line of scrimmage.
Well, Taj Brown has already been involved in the run game for Southern, setting the edge, and Derek Williams, a really active, feisty linebacker at the second level. Chance Williams, seen him getting involved as a running back. I expect the pass receiving aspect of his game to step forward also, and they love formationally to mix it up with Lyndon Rash on the outside, a really great contested ball target.
Rash and Davis are lined up against each other on the bottom of the screen before this third down that Southern reads. Chalk with no space to go. Derek Williams with the impressive tackle, the linebacker from Miami.
Well, the guys I was just referencing there, He's not the biggest linebacker, but he reads it and reacts downhill really quickly. Right there, one-on-one in the hole, and Floyd Chalk, normally exceptional at running through contact, but exceptional tackle after the diagnosis to fill that hole one-on-one. That's great work by Derek Williams.
Derek Williams, who missed the first half of the Classic last year with a targeting penalty in the prior game. Jimmy Isles is Grambling State's punter. Chandler Whitfield to return. That's a good punt. Drives Whitfield back. Receives at the 15. Turns the edge outside. Space past the 40. Jukes out of bounds. Led by the punter, Jimmy Isles. Just shy of midfield. So special teams for Southern sets the offense up with good field position for their second drive of the afternoon.
Yo, come here. They coming.
All right, guys, listen up. This entire season boils down to one word.
Bundle home and auto.
But that's 4 words.
Not if you bundle them.
Bundle them. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know that feeling of having to rewash dishes that didn't get clean? I don't.
Cascade Platinum Plus with double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power for a no rewash clean and a cabinet ready shine. Upgrade to Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
The walking tree is said to change its entire location in pursuit of sunlight. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change.
King C. Gillette is an award-winning lineup. Men's Health's best beard trimmer for beginners, among Men's Journal's best beard shampoos and washes, and GQ's best beard conditioners for soft, no-itch facial hair. Your beard is our trade. These are your tools. King C. Gillette.
It's the Bayou Classic, Grambling against Southern from the Superdome in New Orleans.
Harrison has passed already for 255 yards today. Steps up and sails it for Thomas. He's got it. Brian Thomas, touchdown. 70-yard pass completion. So Southern University will win the Bayou Classic, upsetting Eddie Robinson's Grambling Tigers.
Throughout the game, we'll be bringing you some classic moments from the Bayou Classic. This, the 50th anniversary. That one was the first that NBC aired in 1991. It's great to hear Tom Hammond on the call for that one, with the second possession of the game for Southern, and Noah Bowden keeps it, but that Grambling defense read the read. Jaden Hardy on the stop.
Sunday out of Anderson. His teammates call him Sonny, but he is back on the football field. Helmet came off when he got that sack to close the previous drive for Grambling State, but a great sign for what he can continue to do here for his defensive coordinator, Cedric Thornton.
Got the knee involved in that tackle. A screen on second down is blown up. Wow, Cedric Anderson delivers a boom. There's a flag down as well in the backfield. That screen had no shot.
That's a foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 95. 15-yard penalty. First down.
But Javen Carter commits the roughing the passer.
When you stop the run on first down, you do earn the right to rush the quarterback. And Javen Carter, part of sort of the NASCAR package that Cedric Thornton likes to bring in. That ball delivered outside. Yeah, he got multiple strides in there before hitting the quarterback, Noah Bowden. He's a young guy making the first start of his Southern career. I'll let him feel you.
This time has a cleaner pocket, at least initially. Leaps and throws on the comeback route. Darren Morris. First down, Southern. 26-yard gain through the air.
This combination of size and mobility is a big part of what excites Terrence Graves and his staff about having Noah Bowden in the lineup. I love the pocket presence here because he feels it begin to collapse around him, climbs the pocket with urgency, keeps his eyes down the field, throws an accurate pass towards the outside.
Heard the announcement of the officials' timeout. Preston Clipper is our lead referee. Well, we mentioned the 1991 Bayou Classic. The MVP of that game, Sean Wallace, who's the acting head coach, not the interim coach, that's Terrence Graves, but the acting head coach for this specific game. And quite a story of adversity. In October, diagnosed stage 4 pancreatic cancer. But he continues to work and doesn't miss much, even going through treatments. A run on first down, the ball out late, and it looks like Grambling's on top of it. With Braylon Morgan on the carry. And it is Grambling football. Kevin Thomas at the bottom of the pile emerges with the football, and each team now has recovered a fumble. So the rivalry continues to heat up. Morgan on his first touch. Great hit by Donald Lee to force the turnover. Grambling gets the big stop deep in their own territory.
Yo, come here. They coming.
Don't tell me. Show me proof. It works for my skin. Olay Vitamin C shows me the glow all day long. It diminishes dark spots and gives me this radiant, glowing, even tone in just 1 week. My glow is proof.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
Tide is busting laundry's biggest myth.
That cold water can't clean.
Cold water on those things?
Cold water can't clean tough stains?
I'd say that myth is busted. Turn to cold with Tide.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can pick up the tab even when you forget your wallet.
I got this.
Fargo, send Kaz $145 to Zelle.
Smooth. Want faster, easier banking? You can with Wells Fargo. What else can Fargo do?
Oh, come on.
Fargo lets you do this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card. I found it. I found my card.
And also this.
Fargo, turn on my debit card.
Do you, Fargo? You can with Wells Fargo.
Lamar Jackson has gone supernova. But a clash with the Chargers is on tap, and LA knows about star power. Ravens, Chargers, Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock.
The 50th annual Bayou Classic on NBC is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Round out your protection with life, phone, and pet health insurance. And by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be. It's a great touch. Some of the throwback game programs throughout the years.
Love the history.
50th Bayou Classic. Grambling and Southern, each with reasons to cheer so far. The most recent reason to cheer is on the side of Grambling. Terrence Graves, his team fumbled it away on this Braylon Morgan run.
And initially, I don't think Morgan ever really saw Donald Lee coming in for the tackle because his eyes were focused on the initial tackler, Andrew Jones. Saw the hustle there from Lee.
Antonio Jones, knocked out of bounds by Christian Davis. First down connection from Miles Crawley. So, Anthony, both teams having a fumble early in the game. Have to ask, is that something that comes with nerves? Big game, 2 weeks to sort of sit around and think about the moment coming into the Superdome?
I think it comes from an enhanced urgency from the defense. These are two defenses that have had particular phases of their game where they've played pretty well, but big physical tackling hasn't necessarily been their specialty.
The first timeout of the half.
Well, Southern uses a timeout defensively. So Southern, they use that timeout. Terrence Graves, interim head coach for the second time at the Classic. The third time he's been an interim head coach in his career. 2 years ago, the 2021 Bayou Classic here at the Dome, and he was on the side of Grambling. It's really unreal that he could be the interim head coach of both programs, but taking over for Roderick Fobbs, it was Garrett Urban. With 4 seconds left, the MVP of the 2021 Classic. He kicked 5 field goals in the game, including the game winner. And that celebration, we talked to Terrence Graves this week. He says he remembers that moment, the kick going through, the shower after the game. It was certainly enjoying the moment. They didn't retain him. They brought in Hugh Jackson, so he went over to the Southern side of the rivalry. And what do you know? He's back in a familiar spot, leading the team on a one-game basis at least for the Classic.
He's been an exceptional assistant and linebacker coach, special teams coordinator for over 30 years at this level of football.
It's been a SWAC lifer. Middle screen is there. Chance Williams shoots outside. Has he moved? Won't go down. Finally clipped down shy of midfield. What a well-executed screen for a big gain of 39.
And the willingness for Crawley to float this football over several oncoming rushers. There's no way he could still see Chance Williams. He just trusted his teammate and the blockers out in front.
Follow it up with a run. Williams, a gain of 1. He gets to midfield. So our biggest offensive play that we've seen has come on a screen pass. Crawley just throwing it in the middle of the field to Chance Williams.
I mean, if we go back and look at that, when he's throwing a blind screen pass here, he's trying to keep his eyes down the field. It's a big hit that comes from Jalen Campbell on blitz pressure up the A-gap, but the presence of mind from Crawley to be able to float that football and the trust he showed.
See right there, second in the SWAC in a lot of the major passing categories. Stumbles the handoff, but this play is blown dead. Before that, about Davin Cotton just tapping that Superdome turf.
It's been a big start to the game for Davin Cotton. He was the big fella that came in and forced that initial fumble on the opening drive of the game.
Substitution infraction. Defense. 5-yard penalty to the previous spot. Second down.
So it's an infraction against Southern. And Terrence Graves saying this week in the press conference
6 minutes and 38 seconds
on Monday that he has more of an idea of what he wants to do and plans to do heading into the Bayou as the interim head coach this time compared to 2 years ago. Second down, 4 to go. Handoff. Williams made that chalk. Chalk for a loss. Could not escape the initial rush and loses a yard. Kelby Gibbons out of Shreveport, Louisiana, makes the TFL.
This run defense for Southern has been exceptional throughout the season, and a big part of it is because of the way they hit blocks up front. For Grambling State, their offensive line, with their inside and outside zone scheme, they like to hit blocks and stick and stay on the defender. They don't get a lot of movement at the point of attack.
From the 46. Crawley again over the middle. Chalk has the first down inside the 40. Derek Williams in coverage. Jalen Campbell there as well. First down, Grambling.
This is what we were talking about a bit during the pregame, Chris. I really feel like the running back position for Grambling State especially will have some opportunities because Southern loves to play man coverage. And so when you get the backs turned of the rest of the defenders, when your running back is one-on-one with a linebacker, there should be opportunities just to feed the football down for Miles Crawley as a quarterback.
The 6th reception of the season for Floyd Chalk remains in as the running back. first down. Gets the handoff and runs into the belly of the Southern defense. Willie Miles has a little bit smaller of a belly than he used to. Lost some weight in the offseason. Still listed on the roster 350.
And the leverage that Willie Miles is able to play with, just getting under blocks. He's only about 5'10". They're manning the interior of this Jaguars defense, but it's difficult to move when you can't actually get under the pad level of the opponent.
Grambling takes timeout.
Grambling, the first charge timeout of the half.
With 4:47 to go in the first, longest sustained drive for either team. Grambling with the football on the move.
When you smell the amazing scent of Gain Flings, time stops. Your heart races. Your eyes close. And you realize you're in love.
Steve!
With a laundry detergent. Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. And 50% more fresh. Now that's love at first sniff.
Lowe's knows you've been waiting all year for these holiday deals. That's why we've made Black Friday bigger and better with Golden Gable deals. For 1 week, discover the best savings of the year for your home.
Your bathroom needs Febreze Small Spaces, the always-on odor-fighting air freshener you set and forget. No outlets used, no batteries needed, no effort required. So your bathroom stays continuously fresh for 45 days. That's the power of Febreze Small Spaces.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
The playoffs heat up. Yeehaw! With the toughest team elimination of the season.
This is the biggest moment of my life.
Who will make it to the lives?
If you don't go to the lives, Reba's getting fired.
The Voice, Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
The winningest World Cup skier of all time looks to add to her record on one of her favorite courses. The Stifel Killington Cup, tomorrow on NBC and Peacock.
You can see the resume of Grambling State head coach Hugh Jackson, his NFL background. The 5th head coach that Grambling has had since Eddie Robinson and Anthony. Talked to him this week, really stood out. Him understanding this game a little bit more this year compared to year one. Utilizing that extra time, that bye week, even coming in a day earlier this year compared to a year ago. Crawley, 2nd and 11, is hits and sacks. That's Southern defense. Taj Brown all over it.
Exceptional inside move. Once you initially collapse the pocket as an edge rusher, we'll see Taj Brown coming from the 2-point stance off the edge. That initial alignment widens him to the quarterback, but then they run a twist stunt where he works back towards the inside. Starts upfield for a couple of steps, opens the hips of the offensive blocker, then finishes at the quarterback. That is textbook.
Reason why he was preseason all-conference. Tied for 4th in the league in sacks coming in. 3rd down, 16 to go. Needing to get to about the 27 for the first down. It's a draw to Williams, who has space. Williams, big cut, big hit, slips through it, and crawls to the 30. A couple yards shy of the first, which puts Grambling in position to go for this on 4th down.
And this decision from Hugh Jackson, do you want to attempt a longer field goal? Or I think to your point, Chris, excellent move by Williams to keep the run alive, but I think it makes sense to attempt this 4th down here. You're on the 30-yard line now, more of a manageable 4th down.
Their kicker, Tanner Rinker, his longest kick this year, 38 yards. A field goal here would be 47. So seems to be the prudent decision to go for it. With Williams, the running back, 4th down and 3. Using the cadence. And then a timeout for Grambling. So they line up to go for it, try to draw Southern off sides, and with the second timeout of the half for Grambling, we'll see if they come out of it still with their offense on the field.
Well, my guy Willie Miles on the inside, he nearly went. His helmet did barely cross the plane of the football, but it did not get snapped. So in college football, that's not a penalty flag. You're allowed to get back as a defender.
So, Anthony, what do you do here?
I think you go for this fourth down. I mean, it's a series in the game where both defenses have been playing pretty soundly, but this is the first extended drive that we've seen. But from this distance, Tanner Rinker, yes, he's had his moments during the season, but I don't think from what I've seen of Grambling State this season that there would be enough faith for what would amount to almost a 50-yard field goal try.
So the offense does go back on the field. That's Rinker on the sideline. He's never attempted a field goal of greater than 40 yards, so might not be his range. Crawley is 4 for 4 on this drive, 55 yards. Back through the air on fourth down. There's Rash, the go-to guy, who picks up the first down right at the 22. And we asked Crawley this week, hey, where do you look for on a big third or fourth down? He said Lyndon Rash.
They call him Unc. He is the OG coming in on the end cup. When you know you're going to get man coverage, even if they're able to press the receiver off the snap, Lyndon Rash strong enough to continue his end cut work in and make a contested grab.
First down. Williams slithers for a pickup of 2. Kelby Gibbons makes another tackle for Southern's defense. Rash is banged up on the sideline, getting examined.
Certainly a big hit that he took. He's the most experienced player as it relates to the Bayou Classic on the field here. Back in 2017 was when Lyndon Rash made his Bayou Classic debut. His career is extended via the COVID rules, via multiple seasons of injury.
He's playing in his 4th. He says he has a bunch of Southern grads in his family. With him out, they've run a slant pattern over the middle. Antonio Jones stood up right at the goal line. Not ruled a touchdown. Kristen Davis in coverage. A 21-yard pickup sets up first and goal.
The run after catch has been huge for the Grambling State Tigers. Nice accurate ball on the numbers.
Line up for a sneak. Crawley with the help of his friends behind him. It's a touchdown. Actually, wait a minute here. They're celebrating as if it's a score. Haven't had the call yet.
Before we had a snap on the last play, the previous play is under further review.
Okay, so we did get in, but there's a reason the officials did not signal touchdown. Buzzed down for a review.
That play never happened. The tush push that was there, the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it these days, that didn't take place because they want to make sure they review whether or not Antonio Jones was able to get across the goal line on this scenario here. Ooh, you see Kristen Davis doing everything he can to try and keep him from crossing the goal line, even raking away at the football. It does look to me like the call on the field will likely stand here from multiple angles. Let's check this one out. Remember, it's only the tip of the football. Any portion of the football, if it crosses the white stripe, breaks that plane, then it would be ruled a touchdown. But the call on the field was that Jones was down by contact before getting into the end zone. So unless you have indisputable video evidence to overturn that call, then it would stand.
And from the angles we've seen, I don't know if indisputable is the word I would use.
There's nothing clear and obvious, in my opinion, and it sounds like you agree there, partner, that would overturn this call.
After further review, the player was down short of the line of the goal line. First down.
Now, what this does do, though, Chris, I mean, the review, I think it makes sense. It's the right thing to do because if you scored a touchdown in your Grambling State, you want to make sure that touchdown is accounted for. But now Southern's defense can gather itself. There's a reason that the Tigers went into hurry-up mode to try and quickly snap that football. Now the defense can gather itself, and we've seen the difficulty they've had moving Willie Miles and Davin Cotton in the interior of this Jaguars defense.
So they bring in a couple of bigger bodies at tight end, to your point, to help move those Southern interior defensive linemen. From the gun, first and goal, handoff. No, check it, it's a keep. Wow, he fooled everybody, including me, Miles Crawley, touchdown. That was a well-executed fake, and Crawley, his third rushing touchdown this season.
Some wizardry from Grambling State. The ball handling at the quarterback position by Crawley. So well executed on the read zone. And you have to make decisions as a defender when they're inside the 5, inside the 1. You have to make a decision at a moment's notice.
Extra point, Rinker does go through. So Grambling State, first touchdown of the 50th annual Bayou Classic. A run from the 1-yard line by Miles Crawley.
Well, everything will pinch in for Southern because they're anticipating the run will go into the teeth of the defense. Crawley reads that quickly. Kelby Gilvin sells out, trying to do what he can to stop Floyd Chalk from crossing the goal line, and then there's just no edge that remains to this Jags defense.
It was also a great job by the running back in selling that he had it. Right. He even moved the arm a little bit to Chance Williams to simulate having a ball in there.
Well, you have to be a great performer, right? Where you want to make sure the defense bites on that inside run fake. And Miles Crawley, he's more than mobile enough to be a threat to the opposing defense with his legs, and certainly with as physical as Floyd Chalk is as a runner, then the defense will honor that. They want to make sure they react in time to stop his momentum. So it's a good read by Crawley to keep it.
Speaking of great performers, you want to stick around for the halftime battle of the bands?
See what you did there, partner.
Absolutely. You won't want to miss that.
And the bands are coming to life a little bit here. I feel like the first half of the first quarter, they were kind of letting us get our sea legs a little bit, getting our feet under us. Now, Superdome coming to life.
Another fantastic crowd. And the band's doing their part in getting those fans hyped and out of their seats. After the Grambling State touchdown. This one will be returned from inside the 10. C.J. Russell to the outside. A former member of Grambling goes out of bounds.
You can tell he's got a few friends still there on the Tiger sidelines.
The family rivalry aspect to it. It's not just Terrence Graves who's looking to become the first person to win a Bayou Classic game as the head coach of both teams. He won it 2 years ago at Grambling as the interim. Now gets his chance at Southern. And here's Russell.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Kind of miss you guys.
Long time no see.
I'm guessing that was the dialogue over there.
Like, how does my new shade of blue look on me?
Did you guys have any gumbo last night? What were you up to?
I wish I did, that's for sure.
I had 2 bowls for you.
All right, there you go. That's my partner right there. First down, run in the backfield, tackle for a loss by Lewis Matthews. One of the standouts of this Grambling State defense, a former walk-on. It's a loss of a couple.
That's where the game of Lewis Matthews has really improved this season. His ability to read and react to the run downhill. He'll appear in your frame from the left side. And he's always been an exceptional blitzer, but now the diagnosis as a backer is really enhanced.
Bowden near side. That one looks to be picked by the sideline if he stayed in. Chris Dagry has the interception. Indeed ruled for now a pick. His first of the season.
More miscommunication in this Southern passing attack.
There is a penalty flag by the Southern sideline.
Number 97. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Lane Lewis was offsides. So wipe off the INT.
One of the more experienced defenders for the Jaguars, but just by alignment. Pre-snap, that is a huge flag that takes a takeaway off the board. Lewis,
it's
one of their greater edge rushers, but you do see his hat at the snap of the football still across the neutral zone. So an accurate call from the officials. You always have to, as a defensive end, peek inside and make sure that your alignment is sound. Takes his takeaway off the board.
That was an impressive job by Dagry to make that interception, which is now taken off the board. And Kendrick Grimes runs forward and is a yard shy of the first. So, Anthony, you're a former defensive lineman. How difficult is it? You think you have a turnover, you start celebrating, and now you have to run back onto the field to defend now a third down.
Well, it certainly makes a huge difference. That's a good call. Get your big quarterback under center, move the chains here. That can be the last snap of the first quarter. Just make sure this drive will have some sustainability and get your young quarterback feeling good about the way this quarter ends.
That is how the first quarter ends. Although Southern doesn't realize it, they're ready for more. First quarter's complete.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. 50th has just started. A couple of fumbles on each side. This touchdown by Crawley with wizardry, keeping it. 50th Bayou Classic in the Superdome.
What is Grambling? Grambling is an education. Grambling is growing. It's a community. An experience. Grambling is tradition, legacy, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.
Meet James. James has his own style, and he knows what he likes. So when it was time to choose a Medicare Advantage plan, he went with a company he knows offers individualized coverage, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama.
I feel good about Blue Cross. People have counted on them for as long as I can remember. My local advisor helped me enroll.
With our Medicare Advantage plans, you can get $0 plan premium, $0 prescription drug deductible, over-the-counter benefits, dental, vision, and hearing, rewards and wellness program, in-home support, and more. Everybody in town knows Shirley. She's lived here her whole life, and she's proud to be part of a community where neighbors help neighbors. So when it comes to choosing a Medicare Advantage plan, Shirley wants a plan she can feel at home with. From Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama.
When I call, I feel like I'm talking to a friend. A very smart friend.
With Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, you can choose the doctors you want to see. William built his company from the ground up, so he knows firsthand that personalized customer service is at the heart of a strong business.
I wanted to know the ins and outs. Cost, doctors, out-of-state coverage, even dental.
That's why he reached out to an experienced Blue Cross advisor for his Medicare Advantage plan.
They explained everything.
For generations, Alabamians have trusted Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama, and we're here to help you too. Call today, and one of our local representatives will work with you to find the right all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan to fit your life. You're an individual. Our local advisors will treat you like one. Medicare that's focused on you.
On the Southern who had gone to Grambling, but they're all in the same family.
They compete in absolutely everything.
Every single time you watch the Bayou Classic, you know it's going to be a dogfight.
My whole family is Southern. So, like, when I go home and I walk in the house, it's Jaguars and Southern everywhere. I can drive my grandma's car. She got Jaguar license plates.
The rivalry and the friendships that are made when you get together, you talk about what happened at the Bayou Classic.
Great piece there. Lyndon Rash was a part of it, talking about, hey, when he drives his grandma's car, it has Southern on the license plate. That's brutal. As Kendrick Grimes runs on first down. I can only imagine how tough that is. You know, you're proud, especially for Rash. He's been at Grambling now forever, it seems, since 2017. You got to drive around grandma's car that has a Southern Jaguars license plate?
I mean, you would think at some point in all the years that he's been playing for GSU that his family would maybe get on board at a certain point.
Would you drive a car with an Iowa State license plate?
You shut your dirty mouth.
Okay. I thought. Not even think about it.
How dare you, sir?
Not even close.
How dare you? But that's the thing with this particular rivalry, because it is so regional, not only here surrounding the New Orleans area, Baton Rouge, and everyone who's watching at home, but there is a fellowship between the two programs, too. They want this game. They want to win. They want to compete in everything. But there is ample respect between the two.
Indeed. Like Terrence Graves says, he has all the respect in the world for Grambling, but now this week I won't even say that school's name. Roll out to the right side. Bowden gets rid of it. All right, on the money. Long strides for Pete. Pete inside the 20. August Pete. Transfer from Rice. Daygrave finally on the stop. A gain of 40.
One of the reasons Terrence Graves told us that he has so much faith in Noah Bowden is not only the physical talent, but his fortitude. It's a game where some of these miscommunications could have gone horribly wrong for Southern, but you see the response and the faith that his teammates have in him. Great run after catch from August Pete.
Bowden back to the air. Steps right, throws across the body, flag down. Rhymes, jukes, steps in for a touchdown. But again, a flag down. You have the signature home run swing celebration that might be all for naught.
The mobility and athleticism of Noah Bowden.
Holding. Offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Cameron Foster called for the hold, which calls back a touchdown.
It's tough duty. An offensive tackle. And here you see Foster in at the guard position. He's engaged initially with the defender. He's fine initially, but then once the defender tries to disengage, it makes it more obvious to the official that you're holding and trying to tug away at that jersey. They'll let you get away with it when you initially in that hand battle win the inside hand placement. Once they try to disengage, though, that time it was Keyshawn Johnson. You have to let him go.
He was exposed, too. He was all alone. An area near where the quarterback was, so that was easy to see. So it brings it back to the 28, first down and 20. Bowden's pressured, flicks the wrist before the pressure gets there. Jump ball knocked away and incomplete. Now Marshall, who was in coverage, and brings up second down.
And in just my initial time getting to watch Noah Bowden in person here, what I do like is that he throws with anticipation. You can tell, though, that he hasn't been the consistent quarterback in the lineup as Harold Blood has gotten the majority of the starts this season because he's not quite on the same page with his receivers yet.
A receiver he targeted last time was Ed McGee. He was a 6'1 target, trying to get it to him on the jump ball. Second down and long. Quick throw, far side. Dancing inside the 20 to the 10-yard line. So that screen pass works to Chandler Whitfield, and he gets big yards and a first down for the Jaguars.
That's where you can take advantage of a fast-flowing Grambling defense where everything on this tunnel screen is taking them in one direction. But then once you get into space, Chandler Whitfield able to make them pay. Some big bodies. Cameron Foster out there leading them up the field.
First and goal. Bowden looks right, throws right. Strong hands, but knocked away at the last second by Nori Johnson. Tried to get Jermaine Minor, the tight end, on the out. It's second down and goal.
You've got to be decisive as a defensive back, especially when you're inside the red zone. Johnson reads that, gets into his transition, gets downhill, and he's able to do it without picking up a flag.
Terrence Graves looking on his team, trying to tie it up second quarter. Bowden with Rhymes next to him. Throws a slant to the far side on a target. Touchdown, Darren Morris. So using the long mesh point to suck in the defense, and then Darren Morris in the space occupied.
Working on the outside. You see him stair step. The defender work towards the inside. A quick strike from Noah Bowden. A little backflip for good measure.
Another stand down from Baton Rouge, Darren Morris. Freshman getting some love on the sideline. But Joshua Griffin to kick the extra point. Great job by Beauplan to get the wide snap. It's up, it's through. Southern and Grambling tied at 7. Bowden with a rocket for Darren Morris, the youngster's second touchdown of the season. Yeah, time to get it in.
My clothes look fresh, but I need them to smell fresh too. That's why I add Downy Unstoppables to my wash. Now I'll be smelling fresh all day long. Still fresh. Still fresh, you nasty little goblins.
So fresh.
Still?
Still.
Still here. Still fresh.
Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection. Try Downy Unstoppables now for under $5.
You'll never guess who just ordered a good burger.
Chewbacca? Shakespeare? Shakespeare's been dead for 400 years.
It's me.
I have no idea who you are.
What the?
I guess I'm done with that. All right, you're all clean. Enjoy your meal.
You know that feeling of having to rewash dishes that didn't get clean? I don't.
Cascade Platinum Plus with double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power for a no rewash clean and a cabinet ready shine. Upgrade to Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
In my Louisiana, the day starts at 4 a.m. In my Louisiana, every meal is a celebration. My Louisiana really makes me wonder.
Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures!
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
My Louisiana is sheer magic.
From sun up to sundown.
Till sunup again. What will your Louisiana be?
When you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul.
We're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This search for missing people goes way deeper with a mind-blowing twist. Found Tuesday, 9 Central on NBC and streaming on Peacock. After a Southern touchdown to tie this up, let's check in on the Southern sideline with Lewis Johnson.
Hey, Chris, that was some touchdown we saw a few moments ago from Southern wide receiver Darren Morris. And when he came to the sideline, I mean, they all went crazy, not over just the play itself, but the celebration. I asked him, hey, do you have a gymnastics background or something? He said, no. Have you ever done a backflip before in a football game? He said, no. The first time ever at the Bayou Classic. Why not?
That was spectacular. Great story there. First time, go for it. Speaking of going for it, Robinson out of the end zone, slides, recovers, and gets past the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Are you sure his knee didn't go down? Wow, it looked like he was going to be stopped a couple of different times there. Decided not to let the football go into the end zone. Ended up being a wise choice, trusting himself as a playmaker, and nope, he did not have that left knee swipe the ground.
Or that Kenny Pickett play a few years ago, that fake slide that they outlawed immediately after that game. So I know this wasn't in the rule book before, but we got to make sure we put a rule in now in the ACC championship game.
This one looked a little more nimble than Kenny Pickett.
Miles Crawley beginning this drive, the 33-yard line. Tylan Williams, the motion man. And off Williams outside, lowers a shoulder. Past the 35. Dimitri Morcell on the stop, the safety. Second down upcoming.
This is where the offensive line for Grambling State needs to begin to establish themselves a bit more. It's a difficult Southern defensive front to run the football against. They've been one of the best in the SWAC all season in that regard.
After a pickup of 3, Crawley to the slot. Williams to near midfield, has the first down. Jordan Carter was in coverage, and Grambling State, their offense looking sharp, and so is Crawley.
It's been the intermediate pass. It's been getting it done so far. Receivers catching it cleanly.
Still hasn't thrown an incompletion. Williams spins through one. Tough to bring down. Gains 8. And Jordan Carter involved in the tackle. Carter had the scoop and score in last year's Bayou Classic.
I like the force that Chance Williams is running the football with right now. And you see both hands around the ball as he's running into the teeth of the defense.
This time, Williams nowhere to go. Rasheed Lyles in the backfield early, a loss of 2 to set up third down.
Penetration right off the snap. They called some movement there, and on the slant, Lyles able to come unblocked, get into the backfield and make the play.
So Grambling went quickly before that second down play. Does not work out. So now it's 3rd and 4. 4 wide set. Southern rushes 4. Trying to slant, knocked away. Christian Davis defensively, stepping right in front of Waters. That's the first incompletion for Crawley. That brings up 4th down.
And he had him. Coverage was tight. Led J.R. Waters just a bit too much. There was inside position. Well played by Christian Davis. And this is where Davis is really at his best because of those long limbs. He's been able to be beat on a few deep passes this season, but on the short and intermediate route is where he's at his best. We saw it right there.
The Bayou Classic has been known for trick plays, fake field goals, fake punts.
Oh, boy.
It's the area of the field where you at least think about it. And you have these safe special teams on for Southern. Jimmy Isles does punt it. Whitfield from the 9. Just gets a couple. And then gets out of bounds. It's like me at the Thanksgiving table. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Don't need too much.
Can't sleep.
Just a lot on my mind.
I can't sleep either.
It only gets tougher with age.
Mom, what?
Well, knowing Progressive can protect your home, auto, and business should help you relax.
Good, because I could use a good night's sleep.
Me too. You know how early a chimney sweep gets up every day?
Wait, is this all a dream?
Why would Jamie be in my dream?
I am America's biggest spokesperson.
Debatable.
I said biggest.
Well, he's got you there.
Don't tell me. Show me proof. It works for my skin. Olay Vitamin C shows me the glow all day long. It diminishes dark spots and gives me this radiant, glowing, even tone in just 1 week. My glow is proof.
Did you know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
The Serrano name has always been something we're proud of. It's why we show it off on our lowriders and why we wear our name on our chains. We come from people we can be proud of. From SoCal to our family in Texas to back home in Jalisco. Seeing all the places I come from, I know if it's a Serrano, it's something to be proud of. I take it all with me, and I always will.
Give the gift of family heritage with Ancestry.
I've always wanted to know about my family history. Where does my name originate from? You know, the name Elder. But I didn't know, where to start. So that's my main thing. That last name is actually, it's a legendary name. I'm more than blessed to know that, Ancestry done did this for me.
That is Grambling State running back Keelan Elder, who made his name known at the 2019 Bayou Classic, was the MVP of that game. The 50th Bayou Classic, first down for Southern. Short run on the play for Kendrick Grimes. Sundiata Anderson in there. Actually, check it. That was C.J. Russell. Got the carry on first down. C.J., also Corey from Arcadia, Louisiana.
And Lewis Matthews has been all over the field so far in the first half of this game. Not only in the box, blitzing the A-gaps there. He blitzed off the edge, made the play.
After a pickup of 1. Bowden Rollout, corner, there. A big hit as Henry hammers it out of bounds, but it is a first down for Southern.
As long as your pass catcher hangs onto the football, no one has an issue with it. But Trent Henry did have this diagnosed the entire way. There was separation created. So even though Colby Washington catches the football, he certainly had to pay for it.
So Colby Washington on the board, 20th catch of the season.
I like them calling Noah Bowden into movement.
Hands it off to the moving Russell. Spins like a top past the line of scrimmage. And it's about 4, 5, and 6 members of Grambling's defense. Forward progress stop for a gain of 1.
Well, what that ends up doing, Chris, is that it gives a mental break to a young quarterback where he's only got to read half the field, a third of the field. And frankly, against a talented pass rush group for Grambling State, it gives the offensive line a break just in not having to drop back and protect a stationary pocket over and over again.
With both running backs, Rhymes and Russell in. Bowden again, they move the pocket, off balance, back foot throw, drops through the hands of Jalen Howard. That was a great throw on the run, but instead it's third down.
And rolling left as a right-handed quarterback. It's one thing to get the velocity on the pass still, but the level of accuracy outside the numbers to square his shoulders back up, that is a dime piece that he threw to Jalen Howard. You got to reel that one in, young fella.
Just slipped through the hands. Former member of Prairie View A&M, where he played for former Southern coach Eric Dooley. Third down and 9. A lot of instruction from the sideline here as the play clock winds down. Timeout.
Before the delay game penalty, timeout. Southern. The second charge timeout.
So each team with only one timeout left with 8:39 to go in the first half.
You think about the position that Terrence Graves finds himself in right now. You referenced earlier, Chris, how he's been on each of these sidelines. Lewis Johnson down on the field's got more.
Yeah, Anthony, Terrence Graves telling us it was an emotional roller coaster when he was announced as interim coach back on November the 14th, and he gave everybody 48 hours to get the coaching changes out of their system, and they went right back to practice. You guys have mentioned it. He spent 9 seasons on the Grambling staff, and 2 years ago, the longtime assistant was put in the exact same position he's in today, elevated to interim coach. Tigers won 29-26 in that Bayou Classic win. And he said, this has been a season with a lot of promise at Southern, but we've also had a lot of adversity and disappointment. But today, we can end it right and springboard us off into the offseason.
Well, his team on third down, driven back. It's a sack. Keyshawn Johnson, Javen Carter, a meeting at the quarterback, 4th and long.
It's the speed group that Cedric Thornton loves to put on the field in predictable downs and distances. So there'll be additional heat that'll come from right there, and you'll see multiple rushers in the A and B gaps. So now it throws off the pass protection because you can't identify which body you need to block. Not only is there speed, but ferocity that goes into the opposing backfield when Grambling State gets that rush going.
Pass rushes for both teams have made an impact in this first half. Low snap to Beauplan does get the ball. Takes a bounce. Johnson swallowed up immediately at the 35. Southern and Grambling still feeling each other out, tied at 7.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can pick up the tab even when you forget your wallet. I got this.
Fargo, send Kaz $145 with Zelle.
Smooth. Want faster, easier banking? You can with Wells Fargo. What else can Fargo do?
Oh, come on.
Fargo lets you do this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card. I found it. I found my card.
And also this.
Fargo, turn on my debit card.
Do you, Fargo? You can with Wells Fargo.
Try Tide Power Pods with 85% more Tide in every pod.
Who needs that much more Tide?
Everyone's gonna need more Tide.
It's a mess out there. That's why there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
See?
That grimy film on your teeth.
Dr. G?
It's actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but Crest Pro Health's antibacterial fluoride protects all day.
It stops cavities before they start.
Crest.
High stakes as neighbors compete for best decorated house on the block.
I'll take it.
Ignore the fine print.
Good morning.
Are you real?
We all were, until we fell into that elf sick trap.
I didn't sign on for this.
You gotta read the fine print, man. The terms of service are brutal.
We are not going to let her turn your dad into one of those weird Happy Meal toys. No offense, I'm sorry.
None taken.
A little taken.
Candy Cane Lane, rated PG. Lowe's knows you've been waiting all year for these holiday deals. That's why we've made Black Friday bigger and better with Golden Gable deals. For 1 week, discover the best savings of the year for your home.
Your bathroom needs Febreze Small Spaces, the always-on odor-fighting air freshener you set and forget. No outlets used, no batteries needed, no effort required. So your bathroom stays continuously fresh for 45 days. That's the power of Febreze Small Spaces.
There's one name that can make a can't-miss event truly sensational. Tiger, a living legend, tees off against his friends and rivals the Hero World Challenge on NBC and Peacock.
The 50th annual Bayou Classic on NBC is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. And by Ancestry. Discover, preserve, represent. Some of the legendary coaches. Both of these schools, Pete Richardson, now doing radio upstairs in the booth for Southern.
Only coach to have a winning record against Eddie Robinson. It's Pete Richardson.
First down, Grambling to work with Antonio Jones on a screen and pushes the pile past the 40-yard line. Jordan Carter on the stop. So there's Pete Richardson. You take a look at the all-time coaching wins of the Bayou Classic. Of course, it's Eddie Robinson, Pete Richardson right at the top, Dawson Odoms, number 3 on the list there. 5 SWAC titles for Pete Richardson, 93 to 09. Still looking good upstairs, too.
Oh, yeah.
Second down and 2. And at the line of scrimmage, that tackle is made, in fact, in the backfield. So it'll be third down, and that's really been a trouble spot for Grambling in this game. That second and short, they're actually getting it to third and longer.
And having the TFLs, especially with the way the offensive line has been able to operate, when it's not in predictable downs and distances, then they've been able to open run holes. But when it gets still short yardage scenario, that's where the Southern defensive front has really been at its best. I like to see the Grambling State offense do some things to sort of mix it up a little bit and take advantage of scenarios. On second and short, we term that as a waste down on defense, where you can sort of throw anything at the opponent.
Play clock at just 5. Crawley gets the snap, hands it off. Big burst, chalk, zooms. Inside the 30. Floyd Chalk, he is a big play running back. We saw that at the Classic last year. Picks up 33 on the ground this time.
And Chalk really normally known as a guy where his contact balance is what makes him exceptional. Here, he immediately presses the hole and advances on the opposing defense. It was so well blocked at the point of attack by GSU.
They bring out an offensive lineman as a part of the wide set on the near side of the screen. Still throw it there that direction. Antonio Jones. And only gets 1. So a lot of deception and action on that side. But Southern's defense was ready for it.
Well, Jackson King is one of the offensive linemen that's out here. He's going to line back up as a part of this standard formation. But Taj Martin and Jackson King were out there. They were going to try the bubble screen. And they did attempt it, but Antonio Jones immediately got tackled as Southern reacted.
On the doorstep of the red zone, approaching 5 minutes left in the first half. A couple of tight ends in this set, including Knighton to the right of the screen. Fade ball deep to the left side. The adjustment is incomplete as Dickerson, who stands at 6'2", at Union City, Georgia, was the go-to player. Third down and 9.
Well, Nason Dickerson seemed so concerned with trying to get a bit of a push off that he really didn't track the ball. He was trying to use his hands to create some space between himself and the defensive back. And then by the time he had gotten the ball began to approach him, he had sort of gotten his leverage back, then he really couldn't track the ball in flight well. He really should have been more concerned with the football as opposed to trying to create that last separation with his hands.
Dickerson remains in, third down. Crawley is sacked again. Talk about the pass rushes for both of these teams. They've come to play. Jordan Monroe, it's his first sack of the game.
He's not even a starter, but he's really an exceptional pass rusher, is Jordan Monroe. And they rotate him in, as we've referenced, in some of their speed personnel. Great club move on the outside, and he closes on that edge blocker really quickly. When you get out of your stance and you time up the snap that well, it's so difficult for the offensive tackle to react and recover.
So now what do you do if you're Grambling here? It's 4th and 16. Your kicker doesn't have too much range, hasn't attempted a 40-yarder all season. So from the 31-yard line on 4th and 16, you got to go for it. And Crawley takes a shotgun snap. Time to throw. And throws to the sidelines out of bounds. That wasn't close to anybody, and it's a turnover on downs. So that pass rush for Southern, once again, being a factor once Grambling gets into plus territory. Crawley off balance, they give it away.
The Army is what you make it. If you come into the Army with an open mind, it can take you to places that you didn't even know you were able to go in the first place. I am a lot of different things. And when you join the Army, it's not about your passions no longer being attainable. It's just how do you make the service and your passions work together? And I found a way to incorporate that into the Army and the Army's mission. And we're complete.
You know that feeling of having to rewash dishes that didn't get clean? I don't.
Cascade Platinum Plus with double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power for a no rewash clean and a cabinet ready shine. Upgrade to Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
Coach, Jake from State Farm.
Well, Patrick, it's official.
You saved with home and auto insurance. You're the league's most valuable bundler.
MVB? Me?
He's surprised.
Man, I just did not see this coming. This is truly unexpected.
I'm going to start locking this place up. Hey, you done?
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Cheer.
It's gonna be a celebration fit for a king.
Who's ready to rock and roll?
All the hits and holiday glitz.
We're all here to play. I just want to spread a little about magic. Merry Christmas, America! Together for the holidays.
What makes Bayou Classic great is the fact that it is more than just a game.
10 to 20% of the people come for the halftime show in the Battle of the Bands.
You know, usually we talk about the bands at halftime. Bands be battling during the game.
You can really barely hear the plays the coach calling, people screaming, people yelling. I remember from 2 years, the band gave us the juice to win that game that year.
That will do it.
It's a show from the band, but at the same time, it's a football game also.
Of course, the competition never stops. Halftime, the Battle of the Bands, a world-famed Tiger marching band, the human jukebox of Southern. And we are about 4 minutes away.
False start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
From that show beginning, but August Pete here is called for the false start. Brings them back 5 yards as Southern is looking to take the lead here late in the first half.
I like them moving the pocket with Noah Bowden, as we were talking about, a season high already for full game passing yards, 108 so far in this game.
Bowden sidesteps, throws, low to Pete. Pete says he has it. Grambling says no, but the officials agree with Southern. So a solid gain to get the penalty yards back, plus a couple.
The arm talent that we've seen on display for Noah Bowden is apparent. And it does look like the football touched the ground, but it looked to me like it was a clean catch and possession from August Pete. So the football is allowed to touch the ground as long as they feel like you possessed it cleanly.
Bowden lasers a little behind the receiver, but it's a catch anyway. As Minor in traffic reached behind the body to keep it away from Thomas. First down, Southern.
That's a position group. I anticipate them getting even more and more involved. Is the tight end. Maybe got a little bit of an early jump there to Jermaine Minor. It makes a contested grab.
They got out of the blocks just a little early there. Pete stumbles to the ground before the pass gets there. Well, you're seeing why Terrence Graves so excited about the potential of Bowden. And those two go back together at Grambling when Bowden was there in 2021. Played in 4 games that season, and his 4th game was the game before the Bayou Classic. So Terrence Graves said to respect the wish to redshirt, did not play him in that 5th. Otherwise, he would have been the starting quarterback for Grambling that year. Bowden for Southern, flicks the wrist. He has Pete right on the money. Zooms down the sideline. Does he stay in? No. But still a huge gain from Bowden to Pete. First and goal. The presence of mind in the pocket from Noah Bowden has been exceptional throughout the first half of this ball game. Continues to float back. The pass rush beginning to get there a bit late. But look at the arm talent. I mean, like you mentioned, Chris, all he had to do was flick the wrist, and it's 40-plus yards down the field. There is such easy heat off the right arm of the Jaguars QB. Easy heat? Like a lot of food in this city. Quieting down the sideline of the Tigers. 53-yard gain. And an injury on the Grambling side.
Timeout. Grambling. That's their third and final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
So that is a timeout for Grambling. They use it as Johnson is assisted up.
And, Chris, there's few players, if any, in the time that I've been calling the Bayou Classic that have the recruiting profile that Noah Bowden did. He had offers from multiple Big Ten schools, multiple SEC schools, Pac-12 offers, Big 12 offers.
Injury on the play.
He was the top quarterback in New York, in the entire state of New York when he came out, but made a decision specifically that he wanted to play black college football. Committed to Grambling State, like you just referenced, was there, played some as a true freshman, and now he's been biding his time in the years that he's been with Southern. A couple of seasons under Eric Dooley, and there was a lot of excitement as Eric Dooley took the program over.
See if they keep that excitement this time on the ground. Rhymes right on the doorstep. Quick some housekeeping there. Grambling State not charged a timeout. That injury a couple of plays ago wipes off the timeout called. It was an injury stoppage, so they didn't use a timeout there. But you can see Noah Bowden, his profile, New York guy, has now played for both of these schools in the rivalry matchup. Second down and goal. Hands it to Rhymes. Dances in. There's the signature home run swing celebration. One of his best friends is former Grambling running back Martez Carter. And that was his signature, so Rhymes decided to take it and use it for the other side of the rivalry. The stoic Terrence Graves looking on normally, the energy giver for this lineup. Talked about how emotional a time it's been since Eric Dooley was relieved of his command of this football program. They did have a bye week last week to mentally and physically, emotionally recover to be prepared for this stage today. 14-7, it's Southern. Scored the last 2 touchdowns. So here's the run by Rhymes. Great movement up front from the offensive line. They wash the pile, swinging for the fences. Kendrick Rhymes putting the Jags on top. And one of his buddies back in 2016, Martez Carter, similar. Throw the ball up, swing into the same end zone. I don't know if the ball's come down yet. I don't know if it's off a tee, maybe. Swinging it that way. It's well done. The Rhymes-Carter connection. Again, we talk a lot about the familiarity between the players on both sides of the rivalry. Rhymes, he was close to committing to Texas Southern. He's a guy from Houston, but decided that Southern was the place for him to be. And last year in the Bayou Classic had a touchdown on the ground. So it's back-to-back Bayou Classics with a rushing score for Kendrick Rhymes. A 6-play, 69-yard drive. Took just over 2 minutes. After Grambling State scored the game's first touchdown, Southern has scored the last 2. Griffin kicks off. Robinson returns. Past the 15-yard line, but nowhere close to the 25, which is where he would have had it if he decided to call a fair catch. So 1:53 left and 1 timeout to go. So how do you handle this if you're Grambling?
I would say the drop-back passing game will certainly be a focus, but there is time. The chains will move on a first down. The clock will stop in those scenarios. So with nearly 2 minutes to go and a timeout, they don't need to necessarily be in full hurry-up mode. I would say for Southern's defense, they can sort of keep their speed package on the field here because even the run game won't likely be a downhill rushing attack. You need guys who can pursue the football with speed on the field right now for the Jags defense.
See that touchdown on their 3rd drive. Not much to speak of other than that. Crawley in the shotgun. Hand off to Chalk. Bounces outside, first down, won't be an arm tackle, tries to hurdle, and then the throw down on the sideline. Wow, it was Christian Davis. He got the foot to the chest and decided to grab the body and lunged the running back down.
I'm not sure how frequently there have been WWE events at the Superdome over the years, but it looked like a finishing move at the end of this run. Chalk wanted to get the hurdle in there, but Davis was ready for it. Ooh.
Mortal Kombat style. He caught him in the air. I don't know if I've seen that too many times. Chalk through the hole, up the middle. He's marked right at the sticks. They'll give him the first. So Chalk back-to-back impressive runs, 36 yards on the last 2 plays.
I don't quite understand how he didn't at least get the wind knocked out of him. I mean, is he just holding his breath at this point while he's running? He looks no worse for wear. It's remarkable.
Timeout for an injured player.
Well, Derek Williams, he is still down. Junior out of Miami.
It's always the risk you take when you're looking to hurdle a defender at any area of the field, but certainly near the sideline, because the sideline allows you to sort of have an extra defender out there. So you know the runner doesn't necessarily have a two-way go. Kristen Davis played it perfectly.
It's just like, you know, the expression in basketball, he caught a body. You know, like when you dunk on somebody, he caught a body. I feel like Davis literally caught a body.
He did. He caught him in midair. It was kind of a plus-plus, you know, when you're grading the film out, because it was an exceptional run. It was a big play for Grambling State. Now they're across midfield. It was a highlight finish for the defender.
Yeah.
I need to catch my breath, so I'm not surprised that Floyd Chalk does for a moment as well.
I can handle it while you collect yourself. If you need a moment.
I mean, he got basically pile drive directly onto his back.
It's like big brother, little brother in the backyard. From the plus 46, screen. Robinson zooms, first down, accelerates inside the 20. Gain of 28 from Crawley to Robinson.
This tunnel screen, it's been one of the best plays that they've run. He'll work back inside toward the formation and get some blockers out in front. As he works back downhill, you see the big fellas like Cody Hornsby running to lead him up the field.
Williams on the outside with a minute left until halftime, gains 1. Each team 1 timeout to go. Clock stopped, and Grambling will use.
Timeout. Grambling, that is their final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Their final timeout. 57 seconds to go. So what do you think of the timeout usage, using it now?
So now you have to be perfect with the management of the clock from here. It's always good to have the timeout in your back pocket just in case you need it as the clock begins to tick down. So now on 2nd and 9, you still have the potential to run the football and the clock will tick. But now you have to make sure there are no procedural issues, that you don't have to substitute anyone in and out of the lineup at the last second. And we've seen a couple of times where there's been a little bit of confusion on a 4th down earlier in the half from Grambling State. So they really need to be on top of things now after using that final timeout.
Also, you talk to your field goal team if you need to. Hey, we got to have the 9-1 run onto the field. You got to be ready for it. No timeouts. So just a lot of things to talk about here.
If you do pick up a first down, if you get inside the 9-yard line, you can pick up a first down. That will briefly stop the clock, but there's no guarantees you get there.
Robinson is in motion. 2nd down and 9. Crawley looks, launches out of the end zone. Antonio Jones was the closest one there.
And Crawley saw Javon Robinson in the flat. My impression is he decided not to throw it to him because it looked like there would have been an opportunity for Kristen Davis to tackle him in bounds. Thus, the clock would have continued to roll. Now, I think there would have been time for that to still take place here with the amount of time remaining in the second quarter. But with no timeouts left, that can make the offense more hesitant.
And this is really on the edge of field goal range for Grambling with Tanner Rinker. He hasn't attempted one longer than 40 yards this year. 3rd down, 9 to go. There is the slant, but way behind Jones. And now it's 4th down. And Rinker is coming on for the field goal. His longest this season is 38.
There's another scenario. Again, I mentioned how Kristen Davis is at his best on some of the short and intermediate passes where he can use his big body and his long frame to impede the wide receiver. A shot in the pocket there. Jordan Carter ended up blitzing off the edge.
34-yard attempt, Tanner Rinker. He's missed 5 of the 12 field goals attempted this year. Low kick, slow kick, and it's blocked. Do they stay in? Yes. Morcell down the sideline. No one will catch him. A blocked field goal return for a touchdown, Dimitri Morcell. And once again, Southern at the Bayou Classic gets a non-offensive touchdown.
When Terrence Graves has been a coordinator at previous stops, it has been this special teams phase where that's happened. You'll see all the pressure come from the right side of the protection. The block happens off the right foot of Rinker, or fortuitous bounce. And Morcell just narrowly able to keep those feet in bounds. And you've got basically big bodies there. The field goal protection unit are normally tight ends, linebackers, offensive, defensive linemen. You got a defensive back with a head start. There is no one on the field qualified to catch this jag.
There's the emotion from Terrence Graves. Usually stoic, you don't see it. The block was from Horatio Johnson. Absolutely stuffed the kick. And then an incredible effort by Morcell to stay in bounds. 21-7. What a turning point right before the Battle of the Bands.
Well, it was a quality drive that Grambling had going at that point, right? There was no reason to think that Grambling State wouldn't be able to punctuate that drive with some form of points, whether that be a touchdown or to be the last team with the football and kick a field goal. The turn of events there, it looked like it was Horatio Johnson who was able to step in there after the force that was brought on the interior. Here's Johnson. They run a follow stunt where multiple bodies will collapse the right side of protection. And Johnson able to sneak through there, get skinny in the gap, get both hands up. And now from there, he's got a convoy taking Dimitri Morcell to the house. He nearly stumbled. Teammates wouldn't let it happen. Davin Cotton with a big bear hug for the interim head coach of Southern.
So fired up. And he made it no secret. He would like to be considered to take that interim tag off. Of course, who knows what the future holds for Southern in their coaching search, but Terrence Graves said similar things when he was the interim head coach at Grambling 2 years ago.
You've been in the business for 30-plus years. You've been a successful coach, coaching linebackers, coordinating special teams, defensive fronts. He's got a resume that would lead you to believe there should be strong consideration given.
Bouncing ball, squib kick, Robinson, 30-yard line. Had some stare downs at the end, but nothing extra. So 26 seconds left, no timeout, and you'd imagine Grambling will go into halftime down by 14.
Like you mentioned, no timeouts left, but I would say this. I wouldn't be ashamed of them if they at least attempt a screen pass, something safe, perhaps a rollout just to see if you pick up a big chunk on the first snap. And then if you can, now you're in business. The clock would briefly stop. I think it's worthy of at least one snap of the football just to see if you pick up a chunk play.
See how they approach it from the 32. That safe pass to the flat, so you were all over it. Robinson does have the first down to the 42. It stops the clock with 19 seconds, enough to reset. Then it'll start to wind again. Again, no timeouts for Grambling.
Now the clock begins to run.
Motion takes a while, and they get it to the Robinson on the swing, and he's brought down shy of midfield, inbounds. Clock will move, and that should do it for the first half. Grambling State jumped in front 7-0. Southern responded with 2 touchdown drives, and then the swing moments right at the end of the half. A blocked field goal returned by a touchdown, Dimitri Morcell. Let's go downstairs for Lewis Johnson.
All right, what a first half, Coach. What do you make of the way your team has played these first 2 quarters?
Guys are just resilient. You know, they're making plays. You know, I told you this is a game of ebbs and flows. Momentum is going to go switch from side to side. But we just got to stay together. We can't fall apart. We got to stay together and execute. We got to take what they give us, and we got to be opportunistic on special teams and defense.
All right, Coach, thank you. See you in the second half.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Chris.
Thanks, Lewis. You can see behind the bands getting ready to do their thing at the Superdome. Second quarter, though, was all Southern. Home run swings and all. Jaguars lead at 21-7 at halftime.
The Ravens are burning bright in the AFC as Lamar Jackson has gone supernova. But a clash with the Chargers is on tap, and LA knows a thing or two about star power. Ravens, Chargers, made for Sunday night on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
It was 4 days, and he was going to kill me, it's believed, on the day that I was rescued.
At Investigate TV Plus, every day we go in depth.
How do you process that?
With investigations that expose the truth.
Is this a nationwide issue that we're dealing with here?
With real people.
This is not you.
It's not me.
Facing real problems.
We thought, oh, well, they're going to let her go.
Revealing real-life solutions that keep your family safe.
This action could save lives.
It will save lives, no doubt about it.
Investigate TV Plus.
Weekdays on WSFA 12 News.
Sassy's has been your trusted source for fraternity and sorority gear in the River region for almost 30 years. Come see our huge selection of custom-made shirts, hats, jackets, and more. We can make it while you wait. Sassy's Greek and Masonic paraphernalia. Everything goes.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is very difficult to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
AbEX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck because that overhang you mentioned becomes flat and tight fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-888-403-2151 or go to sonobello.com.
Show your fraternity and sorority pride with Sassy's. Sassy's offers the best Greek and Masonic paraphernalia selection in the South. Choose any of our pre-made designs or have us custom print or embroider as many items as you need. Sassy's Greek and Masonic paraphernalia. Everything goes.
Contact Breck Honey for all your insurance needs.
Welcome to the Bayou Classic Halftime Show, presented by Allstate.
The Southern University Marching Band from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Southern University Marching Band is led by drum major Nataj the Mirage Johnson. Salute students of St. James High School from St. James, Louisiana. Salute First Global has formed a partnership with Southern University to implement leadership training for male students in all schools across Louisiana.
Ain't no words. Let's cook. Salute. Where there is no path, we create one. Where there are no leaders, we become one. Wisdom places no man above another. So in all we desire, we share in common with our brothers. Y'all see, our future leaders are not lost. You just need to know where to look. Salute First Academy of Men. Tap in.
And right now, it's time for Dr. Kendall Taylor to salute, first global salute, his queen, Grammy Award winner, Fantasia.
Let me see you, New Orleans. Listen, I put your picture on my mirror. Somebody says you're here. In my stomach there's a pain. You walk a lot of action. I go the other way. I start to stutter when I speak. Try to stay on where my knees go. New Orleans, what's happening to me? In the dark, can you tell me what it means? I lay my head on my pillow. Got me staring out the window. Some star for a sign. What's the reason why? New Orleans, say baby when I see you. You're so sexy, baby. Say baby when I see you. Let's take it to the bridge. Say now, take it let's run! Go Tasia, go Tasia, go Tasia. I wanna see you rock, go Tasia. Over here, rock, go Tasia, go Tasia. Come on, here we go. Listen, here we go. 3 in the morning, the pancake gets. All right. 4 in the morning, he'll be rolling to my. All right. 5 in the morning, the lights go out. All right. 6 in the morning, then he'll start the set. He'll be calling the cab. 8 in the morning, talking about the bunny ad. 9 in the morning, there we go in the home. New Orleans, you say. Good God Almighty, y'all. Good God Almighty. 3 in the morning, the pancake gets. All right. 4 in the morning, he'll be rolling to my. All right. 5 in the morning, the lights go out. All right. 6 in the morning, then he'll start. 7 in the morning, he'll be calling the cab. 8 in the morning, talking about the bunny ad. 9 in the morning, and he just getting home, talking about the overnight scenario.
And now, Jaguars, stand to your feet. The tune is called Do What You Wanna. The Southern University Marching Band is under the direction of the maestro, Dr. Kendall Taylor. Associate Director is William Young.
The Universal Below the Line traineeship's goal is to give people the opportunity to be on a major film production and learn on the job.
We shot Shooting Stars in Cleveland and Akron, Ohio. LeBron was adamant on that.
To know that projects like this are coming to town, it's a dream come true.
Giving you the opportunity to get hands-on experience.
The most exciting part has been all the people that I've met.
It really was a great opportunity. It's very important to LeBron that he gives back, so we're very excited to be able to do that as well.
Details make the holidays. Get $1,000 bonus cash on the Genesis GV70 or electrified GV70. Exclusively at your local Genesis retailers.
Just between us, you know what's better than mopping? Anything. Ugh. Well, I switched to Swiffer WetJet, and it's awesome. It's an all-in-one that absorbs dirt and grime deep inside. And it helps prevent streaks and haze. WetJet is so worth it. Love it or your money back.
Welcome to Season 2 of Armageddon. The guest list is huge.
Kelly Clarkson, Michelle Rodriguez, boys to men. The games are bigger than ever.
How do you train for this?
And this place is gonna get destroyed.
Hey, remember you promised to help clean the place up?
Oh, we will.
We have an intern back there.
Barmageddon. New episodes Mondays at 11 on USA.
Texas, Chevion Jones, the best to ever do it. New Orleans, Louisiana, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Since 1926, this prestigious, electrifying, multi-talented band has performed in nearly every major stadium across the world. Africa, Tokyo, Spain. From the U.S. coast to coast and the NBA All-Star Game, BET to stadium seats, the home to the Super Bowl, we